Our weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figueroa and Associates. For a consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.
Hello, my name is Ashley Dawkins, legal assistant at the law firm of Figueroa and Associates, and your presenter with this week's immigration news. Under pressure from New York City, the Biden administration gives more Venezuelan migrants temporary protected status. The decision gives more than 200,000 migrants the right to obtain work authorization and live in the U.S. without fear of deportation. Under pressure from politicians and protesters in New York City, the Biden administration on Wednesday is making all Venezuelans who have lived in the United States since July eligible for temporary protected status, giving more than 200,000 migrants who cross the border without legal documentation the right to obtain work authorization and live in the country without fear of deportation. A source familiar with the decision to extend temporary protected status to Venezuelans told NBC News the decision came from intense pressure from New York Mayor Eric Adams and a chorus of New Yorkers who have grown increasingly frustrated with the federal government's reluctance to grant work authorization to the 60,000 migrants living in the city's shelter system. The migrants in New York City's shelter system are from all over the world, but many are from Venezuela. Letting them immediately apply for temporary protected status rather than wait 6 months for entry or to be told they are ineligible will enable more to support themselves rather than depend on the city's services. Meanwhile, New York Governor Kathy Hochul's migrant turn. Video reveals how Democrats welcomed asylum seekers with open arms in 2021, but today she tells them go somewhere else. The Democrat addressed the migrant crisis on Wednesday, September 20th, warning the asylum seekers who arrive in New York City will not be housed in hotel rooms as they've been in the past. We have to get the word out that when you come to New York, you're not going to have hotel rooms. We don't have capacity, Hochul said on CNN. So, we have to also message properly that we're at a limit. If you're going to leave your country, go somewhere else. It's a stunning reversal from her statements in December 2021 when she promised to house and protect asylum seekers before thousands of migrants began arriving every month from southern border states. Venezuelan migrants in NYC cheer TPS, though wait remains for work permits. About 40% of the more than 113,000 migrants who have arrived in the 5 boroughs since last year hail from the South American country, per estimates from City Hall. Newly arrived migrants living in city shelters celebrated news that the federal government will allow many Venezuelans to legally live and work in the United States, even as advocates and experts caution that relief will not be immediate. Now there are no excuses, said Iker Luis Olivier, who has been living in a midtown hotel with his wife and daughter since the family's arrival to the United States in January. We all have the opportunity to have work permits and find a job and don't depend on the city. For more coverage on the migrant crisis and reaction, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. In other news, Secretary Mary Cass announces extension and redesignation of Afghanistan for temporary protected status. On September 21st, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro N. Mayorkas announced the extension and redesignation of Afghanistan for temporary protected status for 18 months from November 21st, 2023 to May 20th, 2025, due to ongoing armed conflict and extraordinary and temporary conditions prevents individuals from safely returning. Today's announcement to extend and redesignate TPS for Afghanistan allows us to continue to offer safety and protection for Afghan nationals who are unable to return to their country. DHS will continue to support Afghan nationals through this temporary form of humanitarian relief. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services celebrated Constitution Day and Citizenship Day by welcoming more than 6,900 new citizens and over 130 naturalization ceremonies across the nation between September 17th and September 22nd. USCIS will continue to work in communities to raise awareness about citizenship in line with our mission to uphold Americans' promise as a nation of welcome and possibility with fairness, integrity, and respect, said USCIS Director We believe that promoting citizenship and encouraging eligible immigrants to naturalize and fully participate in our democracy is a cornerstone of the agency's work and illustrates the spirit of Constitution Day and Citizenship Day through a focus on the rights, responsibilities, and importance of citizenship. Thank you.
Our weekly immigration news roundup is brought to you by the law firm of Figueroa and Associates. For a consultation on any immigration or legal matter, please call 855-768-8845. That's 855-768-8845. For full stories and more immigration news, visit www.theimmigrantsjournal.com. That's www.theimmigrantsjournal.com.